Hey, we're returning with some Mechabellum, the shoutcasting premiere channel. Let's go take a look at Prime Gaming versus Narrow. Now, the first game was streamed, but I am going to be, or the first game was not streamed, excuse me, but it was quite good. So let's take a look at these players. We have a couple of snipers with the supply specialist here for Prime Gaming. Narrow opting to grab those extra 200 supply first, so these players are pretty even in the starting position. It looks like we're going to see some crawlers here for Prime Gaming, a very normal opening choice. This is very much the meta, just because you need something that has a lot of target acquisition. In this case, he's hoping that some of these steel balls come in, start shooting at these crawlers. He's going very heavy on the left-hand flank. We have seen this aggression come out more often as tournaments go on. Players are noticing that, hey, I can just go fully to one side and I'm in a much better spot. Not a bad choice here. We see Narrow spreading out quite heavily, but guarding his left flank a little bit more, still having more on, well, I guess it would be his right. I do like this. Prime Gaming still having $50 to play with. He could have put out a missile, but I like that he saved it. And it looks like Nero's going to quickly overrun the right-hand flank of Prime Gaming and be able to close this out. In fact, he might even win the left-hand side. Those crawlers are not going to be enough to hold up the arc lights for long. Steel balls engaging. Some will go down, but they will not be... Well, he might even have enough. Once he turns, snipers are going to take out this arc light. Steel balls coming in at a pretty good engagement angle, actually. Those tanks are out of position, and they're not turning. There we are. One sniper will deal with a steel ball. The tanks deal some damage to the steel balls, and this is actually going to be a win here for Prime Gaming. Having all your cards in one basket just means all the cards are there to support each other. Not bad plays here. Of course, he's got to worry now about a very fast unit coming out to claim his tower or some side units. Now, Prime Gaming could easily lose this if Nero decides to put down a missile probably here and another missile most likely here. What this would do is have the missile come in at an angle and possibly detonate all three of these units, most likely just the tanks and some of the crawlers on both ends. That would be enough to do significant damage to this forward push. Instead, Nero opting to grab a couple of Phoenix and actually leaning into this left-hand flank. Very interesting choice here. Prime Gaming has to be worried about his tower. That tower will always fall. Yes, and Nero putting... I actually liked the Bugulons in the trees. Having some crawlers just speed through and take care of this. They'll also take care of these two snipers. Nero kind of sniffs, or Prime Gaming kind of sniffs it out and puts down an arc light. Not a bad choice. He knows that some fast units could be his undoing here. He does not have much support going out on the left-hand flank, which unfortunately means that Nero is able just to do whatever he needs to do to counter this, because now Prime Gaming has to recover his right-hand flank. Action should be starting here in about 10 seconds. I do think that this is a very early shield, but the shield will likely hold up for many rounds. Even grabbing the attack upgrade, not a bad choice. This will take out what he needs it to take out. These snipers are going to be unsupported, though. The steel balls will come in, they'll attack the arc lights, but steel balls can take 2 shots. On the side of the main action, these Phoenixes are going to clean up tanks. 1 tank down, 2 tanks down. That's just going to be a quick and slippery slope there. The snipers do re-engage just in time to take out those steel balls. The arc light holding them up long enough, but this is a devastating loss here on the left-hand flank for Prime Gaming. Sniper will not take out the arc light. That is unfortunate. That's a bunch of extra points that he would not like to have bloodying his nose. Those snipers actually winning the engagement early enough to take the tower does mean that he'll enter into this with 2 fully rad snipers ready to go, and a missile in the back actually taking out those steel balls. It won't be enough, as these snipers are now weakened after losing their command center. But the Phoenixes aren't going to deal that much damage back to Prime Gaming. Both players working at just about the same HP, two little bloody noses. I do like the early game headbutt of just putting some very aggressive units. No subsidized crawlers. A very interesting choice. We hear the Wasp Swarm already going down. Prime Gaming does have the option. He does have some crawlers out to lean more heavily into crawlers. The crawlers deal fairly well with what Nero has the option. Nope, they're both going with the Wasp Swarms. The Wasp Swarms actually do deal with pretty much all of what Nero has, minus these Phoenixes. Now, where did that first Wasp Swarm get deployed? Neither have deployed it yet. Very interesting. I do like that he's keeping a missile in his background. Just be careful of any units running in. And we don't see it placed right here, where that would cover your flank a little bit better, because he wants those units to spawn in, group up, and then once they've grouped up, to easily be crushed by that sentry. Wasps in the background for Prime. Grabbing and unlocking Fang, but I don't see any Fang. Nope. I don't see any Fang on the field here for Prime Gaming. Nero grabbing another Phoenix and another unit of crawlers. Now these distraction crawlers are great, because they're just going to pull everybody away, and these wasps able just to come in and snipe the tower. The distraction crawlers are a $100 investment, and they do a lot of work. So that's something that you really need to be thinking about as these games progress. Leveling up both snipers here does make a world of difference, as now they'll be able to one-shot most of the enemy units on the side. Angry Wasps in the background took out the command center for Prime Gaming. Is it too little too late, or is it just enough to put him back into the game? Snipers are turning, but they're no longer one-shotting these Wasps. Will the Wasps have the DPS to take out a sniper? It does not look so. And as the last Phoenix falls, there is no hope left here for Nero. Good games, though. A very brutal round. A lot of damage taken there. But I do like both players trying different things. Orbital Bombardment coming out for both players. This will crush both flanks if these players aren't careful. Though as this right flank continues to go on, Prime Gaming is investing, not heavily, he's not buying new units, but he's upgrading his units, which in most cases is better as long as the enemy doesn't make a pivot. You can upgrade all of your units, and then he just pulls out their quick counter, and that can work here for Nero. Neither player grabbing shields. I would like to see some shields come out. They both know that this flank is where their orbital bombardments for the enemy team player might come out, and that is a risk. Grabbing a couple more arc lights here for Prime Gaming. He's worried about chaff. Chaff on ground. Arc lights make a lot of work against chaff. Opting to put another one here on the right, just because he remembered that there was a lot of enemy units coming down there, and grabbing another sniper. Where is he going to place that one? I believe he just put it right here. Nero's deployed another unit of Phoenix. Some Mustang. Interesting choice on the Mustang. He's hoping to clear this out a little bit quicker. That way his units can re-engage into the front. It's not a bad choice. The Mustang do deal with crawlers fairly well, just because they can get that splash damage upgrade. Here come the orbital bombardments, just crushing units. Luckily for Nero, he does have some pretty beefy units in the form of these steel balls. Right side engagement going pretty much the way that we thought it would. It looks like Nero is going to be able to push through and eat up these snipers with the extra support of the Phoenix. He might lose his left-hand flank, though. He will definitely lose the left as Prime Gaming's right falls. I think it will be enough here as these Phoenix come in to re-engage. As long as this sniper goes down, there's nothing else for him to worry about. And that's that. These tanks are alone and afraid. They're not able to shoot up. You try and crank that gun up, right? Like, it's not really that high off the ground. But no, unfortunately not. These Phoenix soaring in the sky, kind of, dealing quite a bit of damage to Prime Gaming. Let's see here. Grabbing some more units. Not a bad choice. Mass upgrades. He's still... Both players operating on a fairly small recruitment pool. Only 5 units. Prime isn't really interested in getting more units. Wow, and opting for the tank upgrade. Why? Because if he can clear out these units quicker, then his snipers have enough time to get online and take out the Phoenix. Not a bad choice. I would like to see Nero upgrade both these Phoenix just so that they're a little bit tankier against sniper shots and possibly even getting the energy shield. This just makes them survive potentially 3 shots depending on the sniper that's shooting him. He doesn't have any level 1 snipers out for Prime Gaming, so maybe he's opting not to go for it, but even the shield would protect him from 2 shots of the sniper. 1 shot would go into the shield, 1 shot would kill the Phoenix. Normally the snipers don't have enough time to place that second shot. That could make the difference in a Phoenix sniper war. Phoenixes also naturally do just a little bit more damage than a level 1 sniper. These snipers being level 2 though are going to be doing significantly more. Oh wow. Nero opting for a big boy, grabbing a fortress. Now these level 2 snipers will do a significant amount of damage against it, but they will need time. And will they have enough time to be shooting at the fortress once the rest of Nero's units come back to re-engage the front? Here comes some more crawlers and a unit of level 2 steel balls and a unit of Mustang. This right-hand flank is slowly growing for Nero as well. As long as he continues to win one flank quickly, he's going to be in a good shot. These arc lights dealing with the crawlers really well. He needs this fortress to stop shooting at crawlers and start killing tanks. Fortresses do a significant amount of damage at 6,843 damage per shot. That is enough to kill one of these little tanks by itself. Oh, actually not. I thought it would be enough, but no, not enough to take out a level 2 tank by itself. It is enough to put down serious DPS though, and these snipers are now alone and afraid, but Nero's right-hand flank actually going the way of Prime Gaming. Very interesting. I did not think that would be the case with that Phoenix support, but those Phoenixes not having shield, they just get picked off. The Phoenix no longer one-shot the snipers either. And this is really looking like it's a back and forth game here, but Nero is slowly falling behind. He's got to pull it forward for, you know, God and anime. Let's move forward, Nero. You can do this. Super heavy armor would be interesting for Nero. Buffing up. Oh, actually going with the barrier. Not a bad choice. That barrier does give his units quite a bit more longevity. Prime Gaming opting to try and take out everybody with this orbital javelin. This thing does 70,000 damage. The fortress has 52,000 health. This will kill it. Very good play here. Actually opting just to catch that fortress on its left-hand foot. That will most likely work. And he will probably kill the fortress. So not a bad play. Snipers coming out. I do like this. More snipers, more better. Some wasps here. Wasps to soak up damage. Not a bad play whatsoever. The only units that are shooting up right now are these snipers. So just having these snipers get some more target acquisition on wasps is not a bad idea. Nero still has 450 dash in the bank. He's got to be thinking, this could be my last play of the game. I need to set myself up well. Finally upgrading some of these units. He's got a good counter unit to these, to Prime Gaming's right-hand flank. He just hasn't upgraded many of his units. Prime Gaming's guys are colored in blue and red. They're pretty ready to fight. Let's see what Prime Gaming does with this last $100. We're coming into the last 10 seconds of this round. He's got to think quick, or does he save it? $100 could go a long way. It's a shield. It's 2 sentries. What does he opt for? A sentry. It looks like here for Nero. Interesting. I think Prime actually saved the money. Oh, and that fortress going down. That bombardment here from Prime Gaming could honestly win him the game. That fortress was a huge investment. 500 points with the barrier, plus the extra 200 to unlock. That's a lot of money that has just gone down the drain. Phoenixes are trying to do their best here, but against level 2 units, these Phoenix just don't have the DPS. Will this be turned? I'm not sure. The Phoenix will definitely not win this on the left flank of Prime Gaming. But they might know. They're going to crumble here. These tanks able to take so much damage. You really need to upgrade these Phoenix. and that might be enough to put him in the dumpster. Oh, it's close. Prime is in an extremely good position here. Both players opting for the Incendiary. The Incendiary will do a phenomenal job against the flanks of Prime Gaming, as his units have to clump. They don't really have too much of a way of dealing with it. Is Prime opting to take out the left flank? He's going to have to, right? Because the shield is going to negate so much of the fire. I need Nero to either grab some more wasps or start upgrading these phoenixes. He needs to win the air fight. There's currently nothing that shoots up besides these snipers. What is he shooting at here? Ah, some cheeky wasps in the background. Not a bad play, leveling up to level 2. If he can pull apart more and more of these snipers, he's going to be in a better spot. A rhino, 2 rhinos coming out. With the final blitz, put one here and one here. That takes out the front line in a big way. How much health do these tanks have? 11,000 versus 19,000 of the rhinos. I don't hate it. He's in a rough spot. Does he dig himself into a hole, or does he think he can come back without it? Wasp swarms coming down here for Nero. A very good spot for them, honestly. This will pull away these snipers. Sniper already has to deal with these crawlers. That's why he grabbed the Fang, to help deal with the wasps. About to say, do we see the Fang come out? Yes, we do. Level 2. Not bad. Missiles down. Extra unit of steel balls just to push up the center. Strangely enough, this might actually get dealt with inadvertently by those steel balls, but steel balls don't do very well. Ooh. The burninating happening. Oh, it could go either way right now. I don't think this right-hand flank for Prime Gaming is going to hold. And as this fortress deals more and more damage, it's actually going to be hurting a lot of these tanks. Wasps coming in, though, to disrupt things. I would love to see some more wasps here. Steel Ball's able to munch through the tanks. The right flank is going to go in the way of Nero. Can he push out the left? These these Fang are just going to die to Mustangs. Unfortunately, they just don't have the HP to deal with that. Steel Ball is able to march through the fires, no issue. And yes, this is a big win here for Nero. He's going to deal a lot of damage to Prime Gaming here. Phenomenal. Putting both players into the danger zone. The last play of the game most likely coming up here for round 8, 1650. We do see the senior defense specialist and some super heavy armor. Nero opting not to grab extra HP on his units. His guys are already pretty flimsy in comparison to these snipers, so he's just not really too worried about it. Instead, opting for some crawlers. He needs to pull snipers off of the field. This turn, we'll take a look and see at how well these rhinos do on their blitz. I did not check that out, or at least I didn't cast it. I'd be really interested in seeing how that goes. Opting for more units on the flanks. He's using a lot of distraction crawlers and paying into the crawlers a lot more. There is some anti-aggro, anti-crawler in the form of these arc lights. We see one getting an upgrade. I think he's going to try and eat these enemy crawlers to create more friendly crawlers. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Mustang becoming level 2. Level 3 Mustang in the background. They will just chew through crawlers at this point. Level 1 crawlers won't deal much damage to them. I like the double shielding. He's nervous about some more missiles. Those missiles made a big difference here. Nero's still got 300 bucks. There's the nuke for Nero. I don't know about that one. That's a little close for my liking to friendlies, but hey, he'll make it work if he can. Still no upgrades on these Phoenixes. He's paid a lot of money into these Phoenixes. I don't know if that's the way he's going to go about it, but hey, he said whatever. They played their part. Yeah, those rhinos dying well and truly before they actually did anything. Getting the super heavy armor on them may have made a big difference, but he chose not to. These crawlers all getting eaten before anything actually happens, but taking out the tower. Nuke going down onto the tanks and the shields. There wasn't really a lot of damage done by those nukes. Really what he needed to take out were these snipers. I was worried about being far back. And it looks like Prime Gaming is going to take this in a big, big way. He's got to deal with a lot of crawlers. He has the units to deal with the crawlers, but he also has to take out these snipers. And those snipers will pick him apart before his phoenixes are able to do anything about it. If he is able to kill all of the snipers, then he will win this, but with this DPS going down for this phoenix, and this phoenix choosing to go to its own death, that's going to be it. Nero does not have enough life to deal with this. I did like the swarm of crawlers. It really did a good job pulling a bunch of enemy units away and taking and dealing damage. Let's see what's going on in the lobby. Looks like there's one more round going. A couple more players. Are any of these players still in it to win it? Yes, Josie. Let's take a look at Josie. There he is. All right, bunch of crap. Lots of Fortress, lots of Vulcan. You don't often see a lot of big boys. Wow, these flames are actually still going off even after impacting the shields, and that's just going to kill off all of these crawlers and Mustang. Not great here. Luckily, these Fang are in a more opportune deployment area. Once these melting points come online, though, that's probably going to be it for these fortresses. Level 3 fortresses, though, deal a lot of damage and take a lot of damage. They have the range upgrade, too. He's going to be able to take out these melting points. Really interesting. And the snipers aren't going to be able to deal a lot of damage to them. Fortress not bad here. Josie taking the loss. You don't often see a lot of Fortress. Fortress are pretty difficult to deal with. I don't rate Fortresses too highly, but they do deal a lot of damage. Oh, wow. Okay. Rockets for everybody. Lightning storms. Nukes. This beam coming down and taking out a lot of the enemy units. In fact, kind of doing the job of the nuke by itself. This nuke will still go off and take out a lot of the left-hand flank, though. The fire and the flames clearing out a lot of these tanks and Mustangs. The rest of the bombardment comes in. We see a lot of Stormcallers left. Pretty weak shot there. They're not going to be enough. They can't be enough. The flames will do some damage, but no, these Mustangs able just to run roughshod over them. They've got the speed, they've got the range. Makes sense. Wow, Kuzu making a bit of a Kuzoro. Wow, that's a pretty cool little guy. It's like a weird turtle Godzilla. I like him. I like him a lot. And there's our red player. Very cute. Orbital bombardment here on the right. Now remember, our blue player did get nuked last turn and was able to survive it, winning the game, so that means his units might be in a bit of a stronger position. I do see all of these missiles coming out, opting not to have the Mustangs shoot down missiles. An interesting choice. Now, when the Mustangs shoot down missiles, it does slow down their DPS a huge amount, and I've begun to like it less and less against Stormcallers. Still fairly useful against Overlords, but not my pick of choice against Stormcallers much anymore. Flames going out everywhere. This Vulcan is going to eat the poo-poo. Dealing with a lot of enemy units, though. Mustang's just dealing a ton of damage against these wasps. Really great job. Able to pick them all off. Will they be in range of these Phoenix in time? Yes, they will before they enter these flames. Sniper now online. I thought this guy was mega dead, but no, he made it out. Having the range on these snipers makes a big difference as they're able to kill off Stormcallers in a big way. These extra shields, look how much damage they took and surviving. This is a lot of damage coming out on the red player, and both players are now in the danger zone. Can Kuzaro close it out? He might be able to. He just might be able to. Let's see, both players opted for what? I hear the recycling coming out. Honestly, these wasps are near useless in the face of these Mustang. Orbital Javelin coming down for our red player. He's going to take a lot of units with him. Oh, he needs something that's aggressive, that's fast, that takes out the enemy quickly. He needs some high-level rhinos or some upgrades onto his... Oh, what was that? Electromagnetic shock coming out here for the Stormcallers. Not an upgrade you see very often. And not a bad choice either. More damage, more shielding coming down here. This electromagnetic blast will be able to take out the majority of this shield. Not bad plays here. Where does Kuzaro end up putting... Okay, he's opting for a right-hand engagement as well. This will be a tough one. I think... Okay, I do like the shield. I was going to say, I think Kuzaro can pull forward with these units. He just needs to remain shielded and possibly look at getting some more upgrades on his units as time progresses. He's got $100 left. Let's see about upgrading some of these weaker units that might be able to help him pull through in the future. Unfortunately, these Stormcallers do just munch low-level Fang exceedingly easily. Flame coming out, everybody dying. Man, those Javelins coming in and taking out huge numbers of enemy units on both sides, weakening the right flank completely. Here come the Wasps. Wasps can't make it happen. There's just way too many Mustang. The little gun trucks that could. Able to munch through it, able to clean up these Phoenix, no problem. And now there's not a lot of meat here. Oh, wow. But these flames dealing a lot of damage to the Mustang. It's not going to be enough, but I'm just surprised at how well that worked. He needed some tankier units to absorb a lot of damage. And that's it here for our red player. A great comeback for Kuzaro. I would have loved to see this entire game. Kuzaro, you are now on my radar. One, because of this, like, cool King Kong themed thing going on there. I do like that quite a bit. Next round is starting in 3 minutes. Yeah, let's take a look at our top players. Game opening up. Player in blue grabbing the giant specialist and opting to eat one of his Mustang and instead going for a Rhino. Wow! Quick plays here. I do like this. What is Philomantico gonna do about it? He has extra 200 points. But yeah, he realized that these Mustang are kind of trash. They would do really well against the Fang. I mean, like really, really well. Oh, wow. Philomantico actually grabbing 2 more units of tanks. Those tanks are going to do really well in these engagements and putting a lot of pressure on the right-hand flank. Unfortunately for Philo, a lot of his units are slow, meaning they won't take out this tower very quickly, but these little crawlers that could actually almost made it in. Jeez, that is surprising. Rhino ignoring the tanks, going for the tower, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's one Rhino versus an entire enemy army. He's going to one-shot these tanks. But once they come back online with the damage, these tanks are actually in a great position just to line up and each give them a piece of their mind. And here it goes, the Rhino just taking a ton of damage. He went with a very aggressive and very strange ultra play. Not a bad choice. I mean, it would definitely catch me off guard. But Philo actually opting for more heavy armor was able to take that out really easily. Having that extra 400 dosh in the beginning of the game makes a big difference. What do we see here? I'd like to see the haste module come out and maybe putting that on the Rhino. Instead, our blue player going with steel balls. He knows that he needs to get rid of tanks. Not a bad choice. Does mean that he can grab 2 units of steel balls here without any issue. Instead, grabbing a unit of steel ball and returning to the Mustang. Yes, return to Mustang. Why? They just deal with Fang really, really well. Fang don't have the same range as a Mustang. Mustangs will just one-shot a Fang. It works out really, really well. Philo actually grabbed the haste module. Oh, and grabbing a Rhino of his own. Are we going to see a fist-off? That'd be quite fun. If he puts the haste module on his Rhino, he will win the old fisticuffs. Let's see here. He actually has the energy armor. which I do like. This power armor does mean that sentry turrets deal a lot less damage. Photon coating, also phenomenal. Mechanical rage and self-destruct. Okay, and what about for this rhino? Pretty standard. More players opting for this power armor though. That's not a one that we see very often. Most of the time you see the whirly-durly. Oh wow, rhino in the back. Okay. He's opting just to slow this rhino. If he slows the rhino, he probably will win. Oh no, rhino actually being redeployed here. I did like the rhino in the back, but he's saying, you know what? I need to make sure I keep winning these flanks, so I'm just going to put a big boy out up front. Not a bad play, as that big boy will just eat all of the damage here, and he'll win that again. The slow on the rhino is going to be enough for it to go down before it makes contact with the tower. Phenomenal plays here by Philo. I do like his picture too. It's like a modern-day Leonidas with smoke coming out of his eyes. Probably really painful to have smoke come out of your eyes, though. Smoke is really hot. Interesting. So now our blue player has double discounted units. With those units being discounted, I'd actually like to see them coming in at level 2. That could make a big difference here. Both players have nothing that can deal with air in a big way. We do see some Fang here, which makes the transition for our blue player a little bit more difficult. Philo's spending a lot of money on missiles. I don't rate this too much this early into the game, but he is pushing the advantage quite heavily. Tanks being upgraded, not a bad place. Not a bad choice to place the upgrade on the tanks. And he does actually grab the haste module onto the rhino. I think that was a good choice. Guarding his back flanks as well. Wow, lots of sentries. Lots and lots of sentries. $200 being spent on sentries. It does go a long way. A very long way. And this rhino is not going to go down versus these Mustangs. The chip damage that they do is not going to be enough. The chip damage that is dealt here is going to be enough. And these tanks will reign supreme over Mustangs all day long. This is going to be another big bloody nose here for the blue player. Philo dealing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Oof. Our player in blue now in the danger zone. You don't really want that too much. Both players opting to skip. Philo's thinking that it might be the end of the game, going with mass upgrades. Oh, and I love this. Double Overlord with the range capabilities. There's nothing here that shoots up, and there isn't really... Well, he's got some Fang. Fang do what? 54 damage and attack. Overlords have 14,000 HP. It ain't happening, Chief. Philo just spending a ton of cash on missiles. I mean, it's not bad. These sentries will deal with some damage, but he needs some meat, boy. You need some stuff on the ground. Slowly but surely, our blue player will pull ahead as he has 2 discounts on units, and those units actually counter what Philo has on the field, especially with these new Overlords. Just decimating those tanks. It's going to rip through these rhinos. I don't think that there's anything that he can do to stop this. Not only that, our player in blue does have the Mustang advantage currently, so if the enemy player wants to counter it with his own Mustangs, he's going to have a rough time getting up that uphill battle. Oh, the secret rhino. You gotta love it. 2 secret rhinos. Aha, I did not catch that. Really well played here, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. These rhinos getting a lot of XP on their belt, but no, it's no longer a ground war. They've taken to the skies. These poor tanks. Choosing to end in a glorious charge. It does not work out well. And that's going to be a significant amount of damage for Philo. He was able to win the ground war. No issues. And now he's going to have these rhinos coming in a lot earlier. We're going to have to see some more Overlords coming out. Yep. I think you just lean into it. 1 Overlord here. And a sentry? 1 Overlord is going to be more than enough. Oh. He's got crawlers here too. Man, these players being real sneaky with their deployments. I don't see any crawlers in the trees here. I do like this as more vegetation grows around the map. It's kind of fun. Yeah, he's killed the rhino. Philo's like, okay, rhino's kind of useless at this point. I'm going to need Mustangs. I don't think he can try and compete with the damage here. He's going to try. Dealing 75% more attack versus aerial units is good, and having 30 more range when attacking aerial units is going to help a lot. What he doesn't know is that these are now tricksy overlords. Overlords being able to swap their movements. These Mustang are coming in at the wrong point in time. It might be enough for him to actually lose this engagement, because these overlords are just going to push right up the field. Blue player playing really well, and I do like grabbing more of them. I would like to see the friendly rhinos getting a range upgrade here for our player in blue, just because that means that they'll be shooting a little bit earlier, but not only that, they'll start taking out the enemy rhino a little bit quicker. He doesn't really have a lot of meat on the ground to support these overlords, and that could be an issue as we continue into this round. 10 seconds left. Grabbing the speed increase, not bad. Yeah, those rhinos stood no chance. Here come the tricksy overlords marching up the field. He doesn't have enough here to deal with it. This overlord is going to go down really quickly, though. It's going to take some Mustang and tanks with it, but it doesn't deal a ton of damage. And now things are slowed, which means that these Mustang, they needed to be all firing at the same time at the same overlord while not being weakened if he was going to stand a chance here. But 3 overlords marching down the field, it's going to be a significant amount of damage here for Philo. Even weakened, I think they're going to get on the Mustang early, and they do take him out. We see a lot less Mustang on the field. I think he has 3 Mustang. Wow, they actually clear through a weakened overlord, dealing a lot of damage. And that just goes to show, if the Mustang had been in the right position, which there was no way for Philo to deal with this because the overlord's repositioned. But as he continues to get enough enough Mustangs, these overlords will become more and more useless. What? Philo getting overlords of his own. Oh, I did not see that coming. I love the balls on this man. He's like, you know what? If you can do it, I can do it better. So I'm getting my own overlords, baby. And we're going to town. Mustangs are a thing of the past. We're taken to the skies. Pretty fun. I think that's quite funny. What did he grab here? More Mustangs of his own. With the splash damage increase, I do like this. This makes them deal a little bit more damage against Fang, but also importantly, against the enemy team's Mustangs. These overlords need an upgrade, man. Upgrade your overlords! Do it! That gives them twice the HP. Those Mustang are a lot less dangerous at this point. If he can get some heavy overlords. Philo loves his missiles, dude. Oop. What just happened? Okay. For some reason, my entire screen went black there for a second. Little scary. Don't know if that will pick up on the recording. I was like, whoa, my power didn't go out. Wow, the missiles all just dealing devastating damage across the field. Oh, I do like this unit of crawlers. Distraction crawlers, man. Use them or lose them. Range specialist on these overlords does help quite a bit. Or sorry, the aerial specialist. Wow, look at these guys. Tokyo drifting. Whee! I came, I saw, I conquered. And he just scoots right over to the tower. Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to get it. He will get the tower just in time for him to lose his own tower. I don't think it will be enough, though. He needs to kill Mustang, and he needs to kill Overlord. Oh, he does. That's going to be another big win here. I think it's going to be enough to put old Philo into the dirt. Man, look at these guys just shooting, scooting, though. This Overlord does have range. It needs this range. If it's going to win, it does not. One tank to rule them all. Oh my gosh, Philo's going to hold on just by the little bit of his chinny chin chin here. Orbital bombardment versus charged ammo. Where is he going to put this charged ammo? I mean, decreasing the speed is good. Overlord's coming back towards the center. Interesting choice. These are weak, though. Upgrade them. Make them strong. At least then they'd be able to take a shot from the enemy team Overlords and deal with a little bit more of the damage coming out from the Mustangs. He needs to think about winning this ground war, though. If he wins the ground war, the air is moot, you know? These tanks are running roughshod over him. I do like the steel balls. Having this an armor enhancement does help quite a bit. Wow, opting for more Overlords instead of just upgrading his own. He could have had 2 Overlords for the price of 1, but he's saying, hey, I just need target differentiation. Our blue player dropping down the nuke. He's had enough of this. No more funny games. We're going to bombard him. We're going to nuke him. And geez Louise, look at all these sentries out. All right. Why is he putting the sentry here? I guess just to get this Overlord into the fight earlier. It's not a bad choice. The rhinos have pretty much all but disappeared. The heavy days of mass rhino. And he's got a shield over all these Overlords. Kind of fun. We don't see any shields here for Philo. Philo really could use some shields here, but he doesn't know that it's Armageddon 2.0. Blam! Missiles destroying everything. Orbital bombardment coming out is going to take out tons of these Mustang. That's exactly what he wants. Now, is it going to be enough to deal with it? I don't think so. These Mustang have just more than enough damage to deal with the Overlords. Yeah. Nuke going out and sinking the last 2 floaty boats, but really it's the Mustang that he had to worry about from the very beginning. And unfortunately, level 1 Overlords just don't do well against level 2 Mustangs with upgrades. Our blue player losing a lot of HP here. No Master dropping a good one in the chat. It's all to play for. Let's see what these guys have to do. I mean, I think he needs to upgrade the Overlords and get Vulcan. Yeah. Oh my god, what is he doing here? Oh! Okay. Philo's like, you know what? If you can't beat him, join him. He's moved his Overlords over to the flank. And dropped down a cheeky unit of Fang. I think that this sentry turret will target the closest unit. So I'm pretty sure it's going to go after these Fang here. Opting for our blue player to grab a whole bunch of flanking units of his own. Really interesting. Okay, both players kind of going for the cheese. Now, Philo did survive a big nuke there. That's interesting and telling as to what this unit composition has done. Finally upgrading the Overlords, that could make a big difference here. I don't think it's gonna make a difference though. It's too little too late, right? These Mustang are really loud and they're really proud. They're level 3, they've got a lot of damage. Let's see if this flank maneuver is enough. It's gonna peel off a lot of these Mustang, but all of that money spent is just gonna die. Rhino in the background. Overlords uncontested in the back line as well. Rhino doesn't do anything. Just dies, but these mass Overlords are able to clean up the flank. They'll get the tower. Both players operating with towers down. This, I think, favors the mass Mustang, though. 4 Overlords versus 2 Overlords and a ton of Mustang. It's just not going to work out here. Does he have the health upgrade? He does not. That would actually go a long way into helping these Overlords deal with it. I do like the mass amount of Overlord, though. These Mustang just have more range, more damage. Man, these sentry turrets are actually doing a great job at slowing down these Overlords. I do like as they just kind of scoot across the field. It's hard to tell. Yeah, really close there by No Master. Philo. Oh my gosh, what a game. What a game indeed. Indeed, sir. My word. What a game. I did not see this coming. This is insanity. Let's see what we've got next. A lot? Is he gonna leave? Okay, I was gonna say, well, these Overlords will kill the enemy Overlords. It will just be a massacre. I don't know, man. I don't think that's the choice. I really don't. I think he's going to be in a rough choice here. Yeah, I would I don't know. I mean, he has no way of knowing this. But honestly, I think his two overlords would deal with this. The crawlers are going to make a big difference now. So getting those overlords out of there is the choice to make. Whoa. Okay. He doesn't know it, but those two overlords are now forfeit. The flank top right is hard. Yeah. I agree. It's not going to work. It's just too much. It's too little, too late. I don't know, man. This could go either player's way, but I got to give it here to Philo. He's got the right unit composition. And we haven't seen a transition. These level 2 tanks really are making a big difference on the field because they're able to take out the rhinos. Those crawlers making a bit of a difference, but not much. Just delaying the tanks for a minute. Finally, the Vulcans. The nuke's coming down, but these Vulcans are going to make a huge difference. Oh my god. Just clearing Mustang. Is it enough Mustang to be cleared, though? He doesn't have the regen on these Overlords. I would have loved to have that upgrade here, just because these Overlords would all be healing at this point. Yeah, it's not enough, but those Vulcans were a great transition. I would have loved to see him grab those a little bit earlier. GG. Our player in blue taking some hits, but phenomenal game. I mean, really just one of the best. Congratulations to angry, smoke-eyed Leonidas. Again, if you had smoke in your eyes. Oh, wow. This is a game. Let's take a look. Okay, very well. Wasps, Phoenix, Rhinos, victory! Madness. Sorry, Andrew, you didn't win. Good game, though. We've got one more round left here. Oh, Luck Hard versus Greed. Man, I love both these players. These guys do a lot of good games. Old Luck Hard with his crazy little Mustang, or Muskrat, or whatever the heck that is. The Lich King playing up. Let's see what they've got. A little bit of distraction crawlers, not a bad choice. We have some Phoenix. These are probably what he spawned in with. Here comes the nuke. The nuke's actually in a pretty good spot. All of these units walked out from beyond the shields. Oof. Greed is actually in a commanding position here. He opted for the nuke just to kind of close out the game. He had the cash to do it. Oh my gosh, these arc lights with the upgrades dealing a lot of damage. They will eventually get eaten, but dealing a lot of damage. Stormcallers? Nope, no more Stormcallers. He just needs to get through and take this tower, but even without it, I think he's going to win this hands down. Oh my god, Greed. Greed, get the tower! Greed, get the tower, hurry! They're coming, Greed! There we go. Luck Hard might be not dead here. No, he's not. Letting everybody know that these players really do a great job. They've participated in a lot of tournaments. I love to see the medal. I don't think either of them... Oh, Luck has actually taken a tournament at this point. Finishing up at number 5. Not a bad spot. Greed, I don't think, has won anything, but he keeps playing, man. You love to see it. Can I put it in... No. No problem. I do like that public chat is hidden. Whoa! Luck saying, you know what, Greed? You can't bully me. I'm going to put some crawlers down. I'm going to put some nukes down. Greed actually going with some more wasps here. We see one shield. The enemy team player Luck does not have a lot of Stormcallers. I don't see any on the field right now. Wow, the mass shielding by Greed. Really interesting choice. He's in a winning position, but he knows that anything, normal bombardment, a storm cloud, could cause him a lot of damage. The nuke will come out. Will these shields be down? Yes, one shield going down. The shield on the left. Will it hold? That would survive, or that would help a lot of his units here survive. The shield will hold. Let's see this nuke just absolutely decimate the flank. Wasps having the shields, able to make it through the nuclear weapon, but not able to make it through the rest of the carnage that's coming at them. They are able to get online and take out some Phoenix, though. The left flank going kind of in favor of Luck. He's got a couple of arc lights. The arc lights do not outrange the Stormcallers, but the Stormcallers go down really quickly, and this is going to be a win here for Luck. Man, these are some tough arc lights. Fully upgraded, too. Those are some mean units. It could go either way once again. Photon emission coming out for Greed. Coming out for both of them. Greed knows where he needs his photon emission. Right down the middle. Photon emission here for Luck. Could be placed here. Could be placed here. He needs something to take out these towers. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything to protect this Overlord. Really, the missile strike just to take out these Mustang in the background. Interesting choice. And the Rhino. He's hoping to just kind of overwhelm him at this point. I would like to see kind of a beefier unit come out here for Greed. Just because these arc lights are doing a lot of damage right now. 6,800 damage. That's a lot of damage. These little arc lights are basically just really mean tanks. He needs something that can get online and deal damage to them in a single target way. Marksman would be okay. They are outranged currently by these very aggressive arc lights. Maybe a melting point, some steel balls. The steel balls would actually get eaten alive by these super high leveled arc lights, but he doesn't really have anything to deal with them. The Phoenix could. Does Greed have... He has Phoenix unlocked. Where are they? Here they are. No upgrades. Range increase on this would make a bit of a difference here. It'd be 40 meters, 197 versus the 177. He could actually snipe out some of these arc lights. Alrighty, photon emissions coming out. Everybody's tough. It hit a lot more of Greed's units, that's for sure. This distraction Rhino goes down really early. Man, this is actually making a big difference here. All of these units able to survive a lot longer. Jeez, it is surprising how long a photon emission actually lasts. Here comes the slams. Actually all missing this one arc light, but it is enough to delay it and get killed. Oh, and this is looking like a big push here by Greed. Having most of his units clumped up in that early photon emission made a big difference. Man, Stormcallers not very accurate, are they? Well, that's going to be a lot of damage. GG. Poor Luck. He's suffering, man. Good game, everybody. Good game. Next round starting in a minute or 2 minutes 50. We will see in a moment. This could be really, really great. I want to see how Prime Gaming does. Also Dojo. Joda could be good. Let's take a look at Picty versus Fnatic. We have seen Pixie on this channel several times before. And Fanatics, actually. This could be amazing. We're getting a lot of viewers in now. Let's see what happens. What do these players opt for? I'm liking the Marksman reinforcement with the Phoenix and Crawlers. Just gives you a lot of options, actually. For Fnatic, the Rhino actually isn't a bad choice here. Yeah. Wow, did I call both of it? Gee Louise, superhero. He could even opt to recycle that. Field recovery, destroy and receive a full refund. That's a lot of money on that sniper, actually. Kind of not worth it, because the sniper is actually really useful, but something to think about. Phoenix going out on the sides, Stormcallers on the sides, backing them up with some arc lights. Not bad. Both players playing pretty far back. This is good because it gives them time to deploy. I'm nervous, though, if the sniper will ever come online in time. Okay, good. Sorry about that. I just had to sneeze away. We have seen both these players on the channel before, and I'm really interested in seeing what's going on. I actually did predict the Marksman and the Rhino. I'm interested to see how this plays out. I do like the Fang. You know, not a lot of players go with Fang, but for this very slow army, the Fang complements him really, really well. He'll be able to deal a lot more damage here. We see a couple of crawlers coming out. Not bad. Yeah, he's gonna go with target acquisition. Against these arc lights, he knows that the enemy team player has them. So he's kind of gone heavy into it. I mean, it's a choice. I don't think it will go well, but he's hoping. Oh, this Phoenix. Oh, both the Phoenixes are in great positions to take out these arc lights on the flank. Once those go down, the crawlers are just going to be in a great position to eat this up. Yeah! Oh, that's unfortunate for him. Those crawlers actually got decimated by the storm crawlers, though. And now there's just a bunch of Fang. A ton of Fang will actually do really well here. Able just to plink away. These Phoenix don't have a lot of HP. He's going to need this one unit of Fang to clean up the rest of it. As the tower goes down, this Phoenix is going to be significantly worse. What is it? 3 Fang? 2 Fang? Oh, it's 2 Fang versus 2 Phoenix. Let's see if the Phoenix recover in time to kill off the rest of these enemy units. He might still get this. Whose Phoenix even are these? They're Pixies. Or Pingis. Oh well. I think he's going to get it. These Stormcallers are going to die. These Phoenixes are actually staggering their shots really well. It's going to be good. They outrange the Fang. Yeah, the Fang don't even get a shot off. Unfortunate here for Fanatics, but not bad. It's the very early game. We'll see what happens. Missile Strike coming out against Intelligent Arclights. I do like this. Just because these Arclights are actually going to do very well as the game continues. He's just going to be able to pick off more and more units. Fanatics going with his own crawlers. He's deployed them on the center currently. Wow, going with 3 of them. He just needs some meat, baby. I don't hate that. As long as these Phoenix are shooting down, they're not going to be shooting at his... Well, I guess the Fang are his only... Oh, that's rough. These Fang are his only anti-air. So once again, this game might just go to Pixie. Maybe some Mustangs would have been a good choice here, actually. They're more expensive for sure. But, you know, I don't know what else he can do about it. Pixie still has a ton of money on the board. What is he doing? He's rearranging his explosive devices and instead going with a Rhino. Wow, this is aggressive. Now, Fanatics is going to come into his power boost next turn once he gets his own Rhino. Wow. Pixie just saying, hey, I need to win with these Phoenix, so I'm going to win with these Phoenix. I'm just going to kill off both units of Fang, and that's an easy round for me. Whatever else wins, wins. Not a bad choice. Also, these Stormcallers have an upgrade on them now. They did a significant amount of damage last turn. Here comes the missile. Here comes the other missile, and that leaves 2 Fang on the field versus 4 Phoenix. This is going to be a quick game. These Phoenix, man, you love to see it getting distracted. Not on this flank, though. Sniper able to take out the enemy very quickly. Ooh, and it's going to be a lot of damage here coming out onto Fanatics. Fanatics. It's a pretty cool name. We got the distraction crawlers in the background. They're not going to make it in. Rather unfortunate. And these Phoenix will clean it up. That's a lot of damage. Ooh. Nearly 1,000 damage there. Pixie's in a really good spot. He's just been commanding this whole time. Does he go for the extended range? Or does he go for intensive training? Pixie could choose either as well. I mean, Fanatics has no reason to pick the Phoenix range here, but Smoke Bomb could be good. Or do they just choose to hide? He's now got his Rhino. He could bump that up to a level 3 Rhino. Yeah, Fnatic's going with the intensive training. Does he turn his Rhino into just the angriest boy on the planet? Oh, and unlocking some marksmen. I do like this. He needs to deal with these Phoenix. Grabbing 1 unit of snipers. Is he going to get another one? 1 marksman can deal with 2 units of Phoenix, depending on how these Phoenix engage. Grabbing another. What does he upgrade? He's got a lot of money on the field. He can go with some upgrades. He can go with some tech. Finally, Pixie also grabbing the intensive training. Oh my god, it's going to be a Rhino off. Fnatic's actually upgrading the Rhino as predicted. But we do see Rhino on Rhino on Rhino. All right, we've got the little brothers, the 3 Musketeers, versus Don Jefe over here, El Big Chungus himself. Opting to grab another unit. Oh, is it Fang? Did he get another unit of Fang? I think he got another unit of Fang. Really interesting choice. Also being able to position his units. Did he even use the beacon, though? Oh, yes, he did. This Rhino's got one plan. Kill! It will take a lot of damage to bring down this Rhino. An absurd amount of damage. Oh my god, the Rhino's just going to kill all the enemy Rhinos. Oh my god, this Rhino just won the flank by itself. Wow! This one dealing a lot of damage and going to make it through, but is it enough to bust? It's going to be enough to bust that tower, but he's slow now. That slowness might allow these Stormcallers to reposition and take out that really angry Rhino. I do like the upgrades on the Rhinos, though. There isn't a lot that can deal with that. Sniper goes down. Stormcaller goes down. Here comes the tower. Oh, no. These Stormcallers aren't going to be able to deal the damage that they need to. Will the Sniper come online? The Sniper needs to take out the Rhino. Oh, right in time. Go, little Fang. Oh, my God, they got it. The Phoenix were completely distracted by these crawlers. You hate to see it. This is going to be a big win for Fanatics. Putting himself back on the board. It is dead even. About as even as you can be. That's incredible. What do we do here? Lightning Storm for either player would be phenomenal. Rhinos would be really good. Wasps for Pixie. Interesting. And he actually grabs the Wasps. All right. They basically, they're, I don't know. I mean, decreasing the HP of Wasp by 35%. How much health do these guys have now? 183. Yeah, they mega die. Jeez, they're like just slightly tougher flying fangs. There's a lot less of them. Fnatic's taking his time to think here. Probably wants either the Orbital Bombardment for a cheaper Lightning Storm, or he could go with the Rhino. I mean, he has a very angry Rhino at this point. Seeing some upgrades on these boys while dropping in another Rhino means that that Rhino has all the same upgrades. He's got to somehow shut down these 2 Rhino from just charging down his center, though. What does he end up picking up here? He didn't grab any of the upgrades. I don't know. I do like these Wasps, though. Are they on the flanks? Yeah, they are. That's fun. That's quite a bit of fun. Both players have a little bit of cash here. Fanatics could play out something just to give him a little bit more HP. These crawlers in the background, if he was able to get the crawler upgrade on his own, would just feed him potentially 2.5 units of crawlers. All right, the anti-air is a go. Here comes the missile, slowing down the Rhino. Another missile, slowing down the enemy Rhino. Ooh, these Stormcallers are in a really good spot just to decimate those Fangs and deal a lot of damage. Oh, that's rough. These Wasps do go down on the right-hand side, but on the left, they stand strong. Rhino surviving under mass fire, though. Oh, it's going to be enough. These Rhinos are aggressive, but they're not aggressive enough. Snipers go down. Oh, it's not going to be enough. I think this is a big win here for Pixie. I don't know if he has enough units. Oh my gosh, but that Sniper could have just evened things up. These Wasps might all get distracted. They are all distracted. The sniper's got a lot of shooting to do. Luckily, these Fang do shoot up, but they're shooting the wrong thing. We have another unit coming into the back line, though. They will guard the sniper. Oh, they do guard the sniper. Wow. The deployment's making a huge difference here. That's a little bit more damage out on Pixie. Man, both these games are so close. These Fang coming in clutch. Give those boys an upgrade, please. Missile specialist for Pixie. Really? He wants his sentry turrets to just absolutely wipe the floor with whatever he shoots them at. Senior defense coming out for Fanatics. Fanatics can act. He's in the lead very slightly. Very slightly. But he's choosing just to make his boys a little bit tougher. Level 2 Fang is a big difference. He needs another unit of Fang over here to deal with these wasps. Man, just the angriest boy on the planet. This Rhino is getting buff. With the photon coating. He's coming in. Does he upgrade it again? Does he make it level 5? A level 5 Rhino with what? 100,000 HP at level 4? Gee Louise. This Rhino could be so mean. This Rhino is basically winning him the flank. All we need is a melting point on this flank in order for Pixie to be able to kill off this Rhino. Fanatics also opting to go for a fortress. It will deal a lot of damage. It will take a lot of damage. Man, you know, I do see steel balls or something in the future just to take damage, just to deal damage. Oh wow, Fanatics using up some of his cash. Grabbing the shields on his Fang. Hey, he knows those little guys are doing work. So why not make them a bit tougher? He does have a unit of Fang on this side just to help deal with this. They're only level 1. But it's a little bit. Look at him go, plinking away. Those shields mean that they're significantly better against wasp aggression as well. Man, this Rhino does not give a hoot. It's able to take the damage and keep giving. Meanwhile, the enemy team Rhino taking a lot of damage from this fortress, and he's able to push through. Those Phoenix will eventually be able to clean it up, but not before the tower goes down. These Phoenix must be, I was gonna say they must be upgraded to deal that much damage. Shooting him in the back as he tries to run away. This is gonna be a lot of damage coming out here for Fanatics. Fanatics even went with the health upgrade. That's making a big difference. And Pixie is dang near dead. This is Pixie's shot to continue in the tournament. What does he do? Skip! No, Pixie did not skip. He grabbed the acid. Acid going down. He's had enough of these little Fangs dealing damage. I do really like this shield on the Fangs. This because he's using them as his anti-air. I don't think he needs the range upgrade. I think the Fang are serving their purpose well at this point. Upgrading the marksman, not bad. Pixie, what do you do, bud? These crawlers are making it in. He could go for a mass crawler play. It's not going to do very well for him, but he does have a lot of crawlers on the field, so those upgrades do touch a lot of units. He can upgrade a unit. He needs something to slow this down. Mustang are not the answer, dude. Just get a steel ball. Just get a level 1 steel ball, put it behind some crawlers. This guy already always gets caught up on stuff, and it will melt him. He's really not picking up good units in this case. I do like the range increase, but these guys do what? 40 damage a shot? This thing's got 10,000 or 100,000 HP. Jesus. This thing's tougher than the bloody fortress. This is a very angry little boy. Fanatics has got to be thinking this could be the last play of the game. He did spend a lot of extra money early, so now he might be just looking to slow down a bit. This acid blast is going to be devastating, though. 6 seconds. What do we have? Snipers could use an upgrade. Instead, grabbing the photon coating on his own rhinos. This just means that they'll survive a lot longer during this engagement. Acid goes out. It's going to munch these Fang. Not even hurting their shields. The first rank make it out. Into devastating fire, though. Man, these rhinos. They're doing their best. There's the second slow. That's what he needed. These poor little Fang, outgunned and outranged. Oh, the acid actually dealing a lot of damage to the friendly rhino, though. You hate to see it. Will these Fang be enough to clean him up? He's got some HP left. Right flank going kind of the way of the dodo. Left flank going the way of the dodo. The rhino does go down to the masked Fang aggression. And unfortunately, his own units sitting in the acid will clear them off for him. Will these guys die? Yeah, these Fang are so tanky. Come get me, nerds! And they all die. Wow. Does the sniper walk into the acid? Will the acid be the MVP of this game? No, okay, he does have some Fang. I was gonna say, are these two snipers the last things? I think these Fang will be able to clean it up. Just because these Phoenix are gonna aggro on the fortress. Go, little Fang, go. Give them the old pew-pews. Are the Fangs... Okay, I was going to say, are they going to be outraged by the acid? No, the Fangs do just have slightly enough range. They will be able to ping down these Phoenix. That's a small loss here for Pixie. The double-edged sword of the acid, though. It is really cool to see that curvature from the barrier. Incendiary bomb for fanatics. Okay, Pixie. Do you put fire on top of acid? That'd be kind of fun. I don't think so. I'd drop it over here if I were him. Both players grabbing the fire bombs, though. Bro, Pixie, please. I'm sending you, like, ethereal waves through the sky. Just get some steel balls. He needs steel balls for melting point to deal with Hero Rhino. If he just gets something. Just give me something here. The melting points would be huge. Grab a what are you doing? 200 damage on the Mustangs. Really? Really? 50% attack increase? That's what you spent a lot of your money on? Did he just get another unit of Mustang? Oh no, going with the detonating core. Oh my. Pixie, you dastardly boy. Fire going off in the background. I don't think he's going to see that coming. Fanatics has some money. He's got to be worried about the firebomb of his own. Opting instead to use his cash to grab a range upgrade on the arc light. Not a bad choice. What does he do here? Here comes the fire and the flames. It will clear off this backline for him. The rest will deal a lot of damage. Unfortunately, he's got a lot of crawlers around this rhino. There goes the rhinos all detonating. It's not enough. The flame's able to clear off his entire right flank. Yeah. That's going to be that. Here comes the last detonating rhino. Wow, it takes a lot with him. His acid killing off all of his level 2 Mustang. We've got some wasps on the field. Oh, these Mustang park up in the acid. Why not, right? And that's them dead. These wasps are actually going to do a little bit of damage. They're not going to be enough to take out what needs to be taken out, but they're going to do some damage. I think that's game here. Oh, no, maybe not. Fang don't actually count for much combat score. And there isn't a lot of units left. What is he dying from? Did a little bit of acid here? Hard to tell. I thought he was outside of the acid for sure. For sure. Pixie's gonna hold on by the skin of his teeth. Please. Pixie. Enough with the Mustang. They're good, but you need to... Ooh, tech upgrade. That's always a fun one for me. But probably a little bit too late in the game at this point. Portable shield could be great. Fanatic's going with the portable shield. Is he going to put it on this bad boy? That would give it 124. Yeah, he does. This thing is basically unkillable. Unless he gets a melting point. Why has he gone with the self-detonating rhinos? I'm not too sure. They do deal a little bit of damage, which can be fun. Pixie holding on to his upgrade. Yeah. Finally, a melting point. I mean, Jesus Christ, this rhino. Oh, he gets the range upgrade too. Thank Christ. I mean, It's going to take him a long time to melt through that. Grabbing 2 melting points. Dude, finally. Get rid of these barriers. Get rid of these fortresses. Once he's taken out this big boy, it's going to be a big difference. Even players in the chat now voting for Pixie after seeing him finally pick up these melting points. Fanatics has a lot of money and a lot of room, though. By room, I mean he's got a ton of health. If he's got this health, he's got room to play. He's got room to pivot. Let's see what he can go for. His units... Oh, going with an Overlord? Okay. It wouldn't be my choice, but, I mean... no, definitely would not be my choice against all these Mustang. But it's his game. Let him play it, you know? Here comes the slow. And the melting point is online. It's just going to start chugging. It's going to take time, but as that damage ramps up, we will see it melt. There it is, melting away. And it's done. Finally, these Mustang are able to push in and deal the damage that they've been meaning to this whole game. Oh, the Rhino going off right on time. Is he going to have enough now, though? Is the question. The Overlord is going to be shot out very easily. Melting point is online to kill. Unfortunately, it has to deal with a bunch of Fang now. I think it's too little too late. Too little too late indeed. Oof. Good job here by Pixie, but he needed to get those melting point like 4 rounds ago. The melting point was even able to take out that hero rhino. I don't know about those detonating rhinos, man. I do love it, but let's go into Duxon versus the other player. Both electromagnetic blasts and a nuke and a storm and fire and another nuke and storm. Oh my god, boys. Chill out. I do like the little dog, though. He's so cute. Oh, he's wearing like chainmail or some type of like little knitted sweater. I'm going to say chainmail, though. This is a battle dog. He's ready to fight. Meanwhile, we have our weekend Asian Advanced Champion #1 in Group 2. In the top corner. That's going to be rough. It's just going to be savagery, though. When we enter into these games, when they're already halfway through, or in this case, at round 11, it's just going to be madness. Ooh, players are pretty well divided. Here comes the photon charge. Nukes. Lightning storm. Here comes the next set of nukes. Is it going to be enough to kill everything here? Kinda yes. Definitely yes. It's 2 weakened flanks versus each other. These Fang are just nobly marching to their deaths. Phoenix is able to take out a lot of the enemy units. Man, these Phoenixes have some range on them. 182 range. Phenomenal. Oh, Dachshund. You hate to see it. GG. He throws it out. Good for him. The little doggo. Doing his best, man. What a cute little boy. Alrighty, there's one more round in progress. Oh, it's Bob! We haven't seen Bob in a long time. Good for Bob. Man, I do miss Bob's portrait. I've not cast Renette before. Ooh. Damage coming in. Rhino. Oh my god. What the hell is this? There's so many wasps. There's so many wasps. They're going to overload these Mustang in the center. Oh my god, the nuke going off, taking out the rest of that big unit of Mustang. Gee Louise. I don't know if he's going to have enough to deal with this. There's so many wasps here. Poor Bob. Just getting absolutely overloaded. Jeez. Good for him, though. He tried. Poor Bob. That's fun. I have not seen that in a long time. All right, 2 minutes till the next round. I will see you guys there. We have what? We have another 2 rounds at the very least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. Yeah. Wow, this has been a long tournament. Yeah, Jodo versus Philomaniac. Rhino here for Joda. Angry Leonidas going with the aerial units. Interesting. Now, interesting, Leonidas doesn't have any aerial units to speak of to start with. So he is going to be working from behind against Joda, who had Phoenix unlocked as his early tech. Players opting to go for these flanks very aggressively. Arc lights are a great choice here by Joda. There's nothing with any armor to stop these arc lights originally. So if he's able to clear out a lot of these crawlers and these Mustangs, he's going to be in a huge way. Ooh, this might be an issue. He's a little bit too close to the front line here, and he is going to be swarmed by these crawlers. Philomaniac already spending out all of his cash. Oh, did Joda sniff it out? Did he move his units back? Do we finally have a viewer in chat? We'll find out. No, he's just opting for a much safer approach. Not a bad idea. Be careful. Yeah, I was going to say, be careful with these Phoenix, man. They are fragile. You don't want your Phoenix getting shot down early. Phoenix take a little bit of while, or take a while to get their value back. Ooh, these crawlers coming in at a terrible engagement angle. They're all just going to get swarmed up. These crawlers, though, coming in at a pretty bad angle for the enemy team player. He's focused on the wrong units. And that's going to be an early victory here for Joda. I don't think these Mustang will ever shoot them down. Phenomenal play. Philo's lost the first couple of rounds in the last time that we watched him play, so this isn't really anything new for him. He's an experienced player. He can take it out. Missile is not bad. Deals 3,000 damage. I do like this enhancement module. Instead, going with the subsidized Mustang. Quite good. He can just pump out a lot of Mustang when he needs to. Now, remember, he is an aerial specialist. Instead, grabbing a Rhino, and he does have enough money now to grab a Mustang. Not bad by any means. Let's see here. More crawlers? Not bad. I do like the Rhino. Did he spend his money on sentries? Okay, Phil. You do you. We see a Rhino here for the enemy team player as well. Rhino meta this tournament, huh? Grabbing some more crawlers. Okay, good for you, Joda. And upgrading his arc light. I think that's a very good idea. Bam, slowing down that Rhino and dealing a lot of damage to it is phenomenal. Wow, this entire left just caves. Here come the angry crawlers from the flank. They will be enough to actually cancel out that unit engagement. He's not going to have enough here. He might get the Rhino. He will get the Rhino. That's phenomenal. Now it's all up to the Mustang. The Mustang have to take out these Phoenixes before they can do significant damage to the Rhinos. And they will. You know what? There are enough Mustang on the field. Distraction crawlers in the back did take the tower eventually. Oh my gosh, these Mustang are choosing to engage them. Go, Mustang! I don't know what distracted that Rhino, but he went for a little bit of a walk. Another tower will go down, and unfortunately... Oh, tower goes down for both players. I don't think he'll be quick enough, though. This is bad. Those crawlers are going to come offline really quickly. Oh, no. Oh, no. These Mustang, please live. It's got another, like, 10 seconds until that cools off. Luckily, the Phoenix got distracted by these little crawlers. There we go. That's what he needed. He needs to shoot down these crawlers real quick, like. I think, yes, the Phoenix has re-engaged, and that's going to be that. Hero Rhino. Standing proud, Joda losing some HP here. We see some chat. I don't know what it says, so I'm going to say it was positive. Hooray! What are we doing here? More Mustang? And Rhino? And more Rhino? Is it just a Rhino kind of day? Those Mustangs will clear up the crawlers. This Mustang's meant for these back crawlers. A pretty big investment, but at least the Rhino will get some XP from that. These crawlers will be an issue if they're level 2. Phil's got to worry about that, actually. He does have some cash left over. Oh my, and there's a rhino in his back line as well. Ooh, this is getting spicy. We're seeing a lot of rhino play. This level 2 rhino, jeez. Alright, Joda. Chill, man. How many units can you put out in a turn? You've got all kinds of things going on here. You love to see it. I do like the rhino on rhino action. However, this rhino has a little bit more support. This guy will flow in at the right time, which is great. These Mustang will not be able to punch down that rhino. Actually opting for the missile. Not a bad choice here. Level 2 rhino does take it, but not before going down. Rest of the Mustang go down. Rhino on rhino action leads to nobody love. How did this happen? How did these Mustangs get so into it? Well, the rhino goes down. But is it going to be too little too late? He just has a lot of beef. We need to see Stormcallers, man. We need to see steel balls. Where's my melting points? It's time. Phil, Joda. Deny the rhino meta. Return to traditionalism. Grab a steel ball. Steel ball right here would actually clean this up. Phil opting for the amplifying core. Interesting choice. Oh, Joda's skipping. I would have liked to see the parasitic ammo actually from one of these players. Wow, more rhinos here for Joda with the coating. That's what I was waiting for. That coating is going to make a significant difference in their longevity. And another rhino in the background. Is Phil just going to be overwhelmed? He can counter this. He has the ability. He has the knowledge. Instead, choosing to meet rhino on rhino action, it's not going to be good for him, man. Oh. This is not going to end well. Opting for the amplifying core on these Mustang. Not a bad choice, because at least now they'll be able to do a little bit more damage against these heavily upgraded rhinos by it being level 2 and having one upgrade. Choosing to recycle a unit. What does he recycle? Something. He's got an extra $100. Instead getting the attack bonus. Not bad. He'll need it, but unfortunately, it's not going to go very well for him. This level 2 rhino coming in at half HP. This other one just marching right into the research center. That's going to be that. This is most likely going to go in the way of Joda, as he just has more rhinos that are a little bit more aggressive. Look at them just powering down on these Mustangs. Man, that's tough to see. He's got to get something to deal with them. He is an aerial specialist. You know what deals with these quite well? Phoenix. You could get some Phoenix here and deal the damage, but more importantly, I think he just gets some steel balls. Oh, please. Please get them. Yes! Oh, Phil. You beautiful boy. You knew what to do. It's your time. He needs a lot of them. He needs a lot of steel balls really quickly. Clean that up. Clean that up. Put some in the background. Oh, it's going to be expensive, but he has to make that transition. You got to do it. It feels late. You should have done it like 2 turns ago. That's why it's painful. But you have to do it. Yes. Get another one. Yes. Get another one. Do it. Do it. Please. Get it. Or get the range upgrade. Either one's fine. You could do that, get the range upgrade and the unit of crawlers. The crawlers would just be there to die. Come on, bud. You got the cash. Do it. Do it, please. You need to do it. You have no idea what's coming for you. Oh, my God. What else does Joda do here? Joda's playing this game phenomenally well. Taking one bloody nose in the early game, but after that, just dominating this scene. He's got to take something to deal some damage here. Steel balls, yes, on the flank. Finally. The missile's coming down. It surprisingly does with this exceedingly well. Steel balls will kill this. Missile will kill this. Mustangs will kill the wasps. The wasps are an interesting choice here. He doesn't have much in the way of Mustang support. Oh, the steel ball's coming down at the right time. They're going to be delaying everything. It's winning. Is it enough, though? I don't think so. The tower's going to go down. He needed those steel balls like 3 turns ago. Opting instead to meet it with Mustang. That's going to be a really rough one. Man, these Mustangs just don't have the DPS. They don't have the DPS. The Wasps even able to take out the rest of the Mustangs, and that's it. Oh, poor old Phil. GG. No, Phil's got the chance. Does he have the moxie? He's got the right units out now. Oh, come on. He went with the missile. He needs to deal more damage. I would love to see a photon emission. Joda opting to skip. This is his third skip in a row. He's leveraging the extra cash quite well. Oh, and he's grabbed the nuclear option. Final blitz. It is going to be enough to take out these steel balls if they don't have range. Oh my god. Joda, you dirty dog. He needs the range upgrade, and he doesn't have it here for Philomantic. And we see the attack upgrade on these Wasps. Actually a phenomenal choice here. Mustangs dealing a little bit more damage will make a big difference, though. They will be able to clear that out. They do have the range to take these out as well. Oh, my word. This final blitz is going to do so much damage. It's just going to clean out both these units if they're not already gone. Oh, man. Mass missiles. Everybody's angry at each other. We're just going for craziness now. I think it makes sense here for Phil, just because he needs to slow down these Rhino. I'm a little surprised here that Joda went for it. Joda actually going for the kill. Grabbing some extra crawlers. Not a bad choice. And remember, Phil is actually working from behind here because he actually used his, or at least if I remember correctly, he'd already used his extra cash, his rapid resupply last turn. All right, this is definitely going into the way of the front Rhino. Front Rhino survives it. Steel balls are going to do a lot of help here, but they're going to get chewed out. Oh, Wasps able to push forward. That's it. That is it. GG. Phil knew when he lost. Gave it a good... Oh, geez. Those Rhino, man. He needed to make that transition a lot quicker. Let's... Oh, gee, Louie. Let's hop in to see how these two are doing. Yeah. They're the only other ones that can win it, I think. No, Fnatic was also playing. All right, round 7. Both players have a lot of cash. Oh, I love this. The acid's still out. Not a lot of units on the field. Very interesting. Two Fang with upgrades now, I guess. Marksman getting an upgrade. Here comes some more Stormcallers. Just to take out these shields? They are going to be Stormcallared out by the enemy team Stormcallers. Not a bad choice, though. Just having something. I do like the splash damage upgrade on them. It's going to help them deal with these Fang as they continue to show up in the field. Both players... Wow, our player in blue still has a ton of cash. He's really thinking about it, as his avatar shows. Another Overlord. Yeah. The anti-air consists of Fang and Phoenix. Not necessarily the best anti-Overlord. Phoenix are pretty darn good, though. He has some good marksmen. Opting to grab another unit. A Fang of his own. Interesting choice. He's got to be real annoyed about this acid, though. Ooh, the acid on this side is going to deal a lot of damage to the enemy team, though. Look at it go, just melting these crawlers. Wow. Oh my gosh. It is just a mess. Just a bloody mess. His Stormcaller's actually advancing into the acid. This acid is really well placed. Really, really well placed. These Overlords are not going to be enough to clean this up. It's going to be a big loss here for our blue player. Oh, wow. Crawlers made it in. I was not expecting that. Actually able to make it through all of that fire and fury. Friendly crawlers, though, for our blue player are going to go down. He doesn't really have enough to deal with this. Hopefully this acid is cleaned up next turn, though. That way the majority of his army can get back into the fray. What was launching those fire, though? What had the fire and the fury? Both players grabbing the quick photon emission. That's what you'd expect to see. Where's this fire on the ground coming from? The Vulcans don't have it. And I don't think the Vulcan should get it. I'm not sure. Oh, the super heavy armor, though. Or just heavy armor. Even just heavy armor makes us basically a level 3 or a level 4 in health. 154,000 health. That's a lot of HP. This Vulcan will be on the field for quite a while. Now, we haven't seen many players going for melting points or steel balls throughout the tournament. I don't think that's the choice here for either player, but just wanted to mention it. Some wasps. Wasps are going to die to the range upgraded Fang. And look how much range these Fang get with the upgrade. Going up to 132 range actually lets them just plink away quite a bit earlier. There's the nuclear option. Nuclear option actually dropping outside of the photon emission. We will see a long fight come out here as both players just try and do their best. These crawlers don't have any upgrades. I don't think they need them at this point. The Stormcallers really outrank them. But it would be nice to see some of these units that you have a lot of benefit quite a bit from just an upgrade. He has Overlords. The Overlords just aren't going to be enough, though. They will be plinked away and eaten up by these Fang. Here come some Wasps. Not bad. No more fire on the ground, but all of these crawlers are going to die to this Vulcan. This Vulcan is just going to absolutely chew through them. I think he has this range specialist. Yeah, he does. That's why his units are able to shoot so much further away. Oof. Look at those Fang just planking away, my man. Just from all the way over here. They're shooting down enemy Fang. They're shooting down Mustang. You love to see it. Look at him go. If these crawlers were making more crawlers, that would be huge. The crawlers aren't, though. Think about it. That would be an extra like 20 or 30 crawlers. That would be absolutely devastating. They're even able to get in here and start clearing away the Stormcallers. Wow. These little crawlers that could, man. Really making a big difference. He's got to think about this for the next play. This is his first win in a long time. I'm going to give Greed a little bit. Great games. Greed. Just wanted to let Greed know that I've been watching him for a while. He's done some great games. He deserves a little bit of a win. Exclamation point. Hooray. Let's see what's going on now. Come on, man. Make these crawlers a little bit... Just spawn extra crawlers. The replicate could be huge. It would make life a little bit more interesting. Instead, opting for some Mustang. Interesting. Both players have a ton of cash at this point. Oh, the missile interception on the Mustangs. Yes. I love it. He doesn't have a nuke anymore, so he's got to be worried. But getting 3 units of Mustang just to help shoot down some missiles does make a big difference. Upgrading, not bad. His sniper's going up as well. Our red player needs to make some more options. I love this Fang play, but maybe make the Fang just a little aggressive. You know, give them some mechanical rage or something. They've definitely got the range at this point, and they've got some upgrades. So just having them shoot a little bit more often could be good. Oh, here comes the bouncing. I do love it. The dancing crawlers. They're gonna go hut, hut, hut. Just hopefully these Stormcallers get aggro on them and take them out. Here they come. It's a lot. Oh, well, they were dancing. Those Vulcan are not huge fans of dancers, as it turns out. And here come the rest of the crawlers. Oh my. That nuke absolutely disabling the right flank. There's not much here. These crawlers are trying to do some damage, but they're all going to get eaten alive. This Vulcan has so much HP. Yeah, that's that. GG. Man, that nuclear option really making a bit of a difference. Who's left? We have Renette versus Sauron. Let's see if Sauron's got the business. Senior manufacturing specialist. We do have a bit of the rumble in here. I do like the nuclear option rhinos. Wow, that is a lot of shielding. Wow, he's even got like Mega Sauron. Sauron opting not just for regular Sauron, but Mega Sauron. Renette is in a rough spot, but at this point in the game, it's whoever wins this round wins the game. Let's just watch the carnage. Missile coming out. Oh, taking out some important units. Oh, the shield actually giving extra coverage. Does he have anything to deal with these wasps? No. Just one barrage. He doesn't have the barrage on the fortress. Oh my god, these little wasps. Mass wasps here. Sauron not looking like he's in a very happy position. Oh my god, the wasps. The wasps. Renette just dealing a lot of damage. Sauron. Well, sorry, Mega Sauron. You didn't quite make it through, though. I think your portrait is super cool. We got 2 more rounds in progress. There are lower players. Oh, let's see what Phoenix. No. Yeah, let's see what Phoenix has going on for him. Versus Hulta. Phoenix, not Fanatics. They're 2 different players. Oh, jeez. Hulta with the Sips lookalike in the top corner. Phoenix for Phoenix. Let's see what goes on here. Lightning Storm and the nuclear option. Another Lightning Storm in the background. Interesting plays. You see a lot of range coming out here by the enemy team member. Jeez, I do love the spread of his units. Do these Phoenix come back? They do. Phenomenal. There's the storms. Man, those storms are going to deal a lot of damage. There isn't a lot of meat on the field for either player, interestingly enough. Oh, the nuke coming down right after the tower is lost. I don't think it's going to be enough. Fanatics' Phoenix will be able to march up the field, and Hulta's in a really bad spot here. Hulta lost? Surrendered? Hard to tell. He gave out the GG, though. Here's the last game. Oil and movement. Oh my god, we're in it. Just... chaos. Enjoy the chaos. It's just madness. You gotta love the madness. It looks like the center... Oh, there's the nuke. I was gonna say, it looks like the center is going in the way of our blue player. But it's kind of hard to tell at this point. That nuke taking out the Overlord does make a bit of a difference here. This Overlord... Is he getting shot by something? Yeah, I think he's just outside of it. Sis opting for the loss. Alrighty, friends. We have 2 more minutes. We have another 2 rounds of play. Gee Louise, this tournament is a long boy. I love it. A good long boy. Joda has shown incredibly well here. It looks like we've got the supply specialist and a rhino. Not bad choices whatsoever. Okay. Let's get into it. Oh, I like these crawlers. Really far... Oh, no. Never mind. I was going to say really far back. Interesting choice here. So we have a supply specialist versus the rhino. Joda still has all of his cash on hand. He was just organizing there for a minute. These stormcallers are going to be a big problem for a little while. How does he deal with that? That's rough. I do like the double snipers coming out here for our red player. Also, cool avatar. It's going to make life a little bit more difficult for him. Potentially, Joda could go for something later that's quick. Or he could opt to eat a tank. I'm not saying it's the best idea. And grab a rhino. Grabbing a rhino would just push through here. Absolutely win this flank or this flank. Or he could set up just knowing, hey, I'm probably going to lose this quite a bit. Opting for arc lights. He's trying to get rid of these crawlers. You know, he will. He will get rid of the crawlers. He's hoping that this pulls the storm lights or the storm callers as well, just to shoot at these crawlers. It's not a bad play. Having them, yeah, there they go. All the storm callers shooting at the wrong units on the right-hand side. The left, though, is going to be devastating. The crawlers make it through. Off they go. Wow. Look at them go. They're going to absolutely munch this. That's huge. These tanks will die to these mass crawlers, but not before taking a lot of them with them. Man, the crawlers lived. They just did phenomenally. That's insanity, just running through the fire. Well done. Airdrop here for our red player. Joda opting to skip. Man, those panels can go by quick. Oh, and grabbing 2 tanks here for Joda. He is going with an armored center. An interesting play for sure. I'm not sure if what the idea here is, though. There's the shield. These tanks are slow enough to get caught out by the Stormcallers. As they continue to upgrade, though, they will be very tough. Here come the rest of the crawlers. I do like more tank play coming out from both players. This is very much an armored front. Sniper shooting the wrong units. That's exactly what he wants to see. And there's the tank killing a sniper. It's looking like a fairly even engagement, though, so far. And unfortunately, this shield will take a lot of punishment for him, while these Stormcallers are able just to mince a tank with each shot. If not 2. Yeah, there's 2 tanks done. That left flank is going to be really annoying for him to crack. He will be able just to slowly push through and kill the right here for Joda, but he doesn't really have anything to deal with the shield. And that shield will take a lot of damage and then come back next turn fully healed. Can these tanks boogie on over there in time? I don't know. These Stormcallers do a lot of damage even while weakened. Go, little tanks, go! Whatever that was, you pushed it over. Good job. Yeah, the Stormcallers are back to life. Oh, it's not going to be good. There's the shots. He needs some more. Oh, it's not going to be enough. It's going to be devastating. Unfortunate here. All right, so now he knows he needs some DPS. He needs something to get on these shields to deal damage over time. Here's his Rhino. Joda's finally got his Rhino. Ooh, both players could opt for the subsidized, or I wouldn't mind seeing the amplifying core. Joda opting for the missile. Interesting. The amped core on the Rhino is a very good trade. Does our red player? Red player goes for the amped core. Okay, Joda. Let's get a little spacid. I don't mind this whatsoever. Going in with a bang. The only units that shoot up at this point for our red player are these snipers. And frankly, snipers aren't going to do a lot. Yeah, it's going to be rough. We see some more crawlers coming in. Wow, Joda just fully flushing out the right-hand flank. Our red player does not sniff it out at all, nor does he have really any reason to. He's buffing up his center. I do like this upgrade on the Stormcallers. It means that they'll just be able to kill off these tanks and heavier units so much quicker. That's really not what he's got to worry about, though. Here they come. The distraction crawlers are actually going to absorb a lot of fire here from these tanks. All of the tanks shooting at the wrong units. Arclight's going to spawn. Make this mincemeat. And in he goes. Crawler's able to get on task early. Wow, the right side even having upgraded tanks. He fully gave up the left. But I think he's got more than enough to deal with this. All he really has to worry about is this one sniper. If he takes out one sniper, he wins the game. Well, not the game. He wins the round. But you know what I meant. These upgraded Stormcallers doing a lot of damage. They just do a lot of AoE. Bam, 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 bam. Pretty good. Here comes the crawlers. Hero crawlers. Ah, munch, 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 munch. You love to see it. They're just going to clean this up. Man, these crawlers Are they gonna level again? Yeah, they do. Get them to level 3, boy. The tougher the crawlers, the better. Look at them go. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. You gotta love it, man. Our red player taking a lot of damage. Of course, the mass cheese here eventually will be cleaned up. You know, right? It might even survive this round. Ooh. Bombardment versus barrier. There it is. He's been waiting for this for a while. Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's just not a lot of deployment space here. So eventually, the red player will have extra space to deal with that. Actually grabbing the barrier. It's not a bad choice. Another melting point. Now, these melting points do shoot up, but if we continue to see wasp aggression, we have seen in the tournament just a million wasps. And that has worked out in the past. We'll see if it's enough. Orbital bombardment coming down. Luckily, the barrier is in place just to take a lot of those hits. That does make a huge difference. Unfortunately, it's this one melting point versus just a ton of wasps. Melting point on the left-hand side dealing a lot of damage. I don't think the wasps... Yeah, the wasps are just slowly going to pick this apart. He does have another melting point, and unfortunately these wasps just don't do a lot of damage versus a melting point. Crawlers, though, pulling it offline. All the units slowing down, but that doesn't really slow down the DPS of a melting point. He will, if he stays within the shield and his units do recover, he's going to be in a good spot to take care of this. Here comes the very aggressive level 3 crawlers. Just dodging everything. If they go onto the tower, though, that will be the end of those crawlers. Taking the tower, the crawlers are on the tower, unfortunately. That means they'll all go down. Oh, and the big hits coming out. It's just not going to be enough, unfortunately. Here comes the sniper. He'll just start plinking away, eating through those wasps. We see some tanks going off on their own little adventure. And that's going to be that. Good choice here on the melting point. If the melting point, can it get the... Yes! Get the range increase. Range decrease, but being able to shoot 5 is pretty good. It makes it really good anti-aggro. Speed specialist here from Joda. Very quick pickup. Our player in red, both players have a lot of time. Yeah, going with the defense. I don't mind this. Does he opt to allow it to shoot 5 rays? It's a hard choice. There's the self-detonating Mustang. Or sorry, Mustang Rhino. Not a bad choice at all. Let's see what we've got going on next here. I definitely need a coffee for next turn. I woke up this morning, I was a few minutes late, and I was like, fudge, I gotta go cast. So, these things happen. Wow, another Rhino in the back line. I do like it. Our red player so far has opted not to go with any aggression. This right flank is still open. He needs some Mustang, though, our little red boy. If he grabs 2 units of Mustang, it pretty much completely shuts down these wasps. And he needs to do it before the wasps get out of hand. So what we've seen previously in the tournament is that players aren't shifting quick enough, and that's become an issue, but I think this Rhino is going to come in a little too quick, and this melting point is going to be able to grab him up. Here's another missile. It will slow this all down. Phenomenal play here. These tanks are actually in kind of a rough position because they're going to take out the early, and then the rest of those crawlers are going to make it in. Oh my god, he's shooting the wrong thing. Okay, he's finally on it. This detonation might kill off the wasps. It does not. I did not know if that shot up or not. Turns out it doesn't. Tons of wasps, though. Tons and tons of wasps. Basically going to see a repeat of last time. There goes the tower. Luckily, there's nothing for them to shoot in the shield, so his shield will survive pretty much no matter what. And it's a complete re-engagement. Is he going to come online in time? He does. He does come online in time. There goes his shield. And there goes the tower. That's why those rhinos are so powerful. Just being able to get in there and deal the damage. He needs to get some anti-air very quickly. These wasps are actually dealing a lot of damage. Joda, phenomenal plays, realizing that the enemy player isn't really taking them seriously. Oh my god, is he going to pull this off? Those Stormcallers, the upgraded Stormcallers, dealing just a ton of AoE damage. These grouped up tanks are not living their best life, and they're all surrounded by the Mustang. Or by this melting point. Man, I really want to see Mustangs, okay? Jeez. Don't judge me. Joda taking a significant amount of damage here. Score is very even. The mass rush, mass death Mustang might not be it. Joda opting for a mothership. Mothership is not... I mean, there's already melting points on the field. They can't shoot everything, though, right? So that's kind of what he's going for here. Does he get marksman? Does he get a battleship of his own? Does he get photon emission? No, grabbing for his own Mustang. Or, sorry, his own mothership. Jeez. Please. I want Mustangs so bad. Wow. Lots of nuclear rhinos. Okay. Will we see a transition to the air as these rhinos are suddenly just suddenly dominating? This marksman could use an upgrade. Opting instead to upgrade his melting point, I think that's a wise decision. Right now, he just has a lot of HP on these melting points, and that's going to make him survive for significantly longer. Grabbing an upgrade on this melting point may be worthwhile as well. I think he's abandoning it, but he does have the possibility of pushing this flank back. Shields on the Fang. There we go. Be aggressive, little Fang. It does deal with these wasps moderately well. They're not perfect, but moderately well. And I do like these sentry turrets in the backline. This crawler will be gimped out pretty much immediately. There goes the missile. 3 of them surviving. Weird spread on these Fang. A lot of damage. The rhino goes. Both rhinos go down on the left-hand field without dealing much damage. Oh, and finally, the distraction Phoenix giving Joda a taste of his own medicine. These Phoenix in the backline will deal a lot of damage, and a mothership in the backline as well from the mothership drop. Not bad. The enemy team mothership not really doing much from the center here. Once these Phoenix come back online, they're going to be an okay spot to start picking off units. Once again, we see a collapse of the left. However, we do see mothership wasps. Ooh, are these little guys going to take out a lot of wasps? They might. But now that they're down, it's not going to be great. This mothership's going to make a huge difference for both players. Overlord, I should say. Oh my god. How is this thing still up? It's just got so much HP. All the wasps drop. And it's going to be 800 damage coming out here onto Joda. Man, it looks really promising for Joda at the start of each of these combats. Oh, and a couple sneaky tanks. Able to make it through. This is going to be rough. What does he do? Our player in red opting just to grab the catch. I do like this. Joda getting the skill specialist just because he does have a lot of things on cooldown. More wasps. Not a bad play. Our player in red still has to deal with them. He can use these Fang to some degree. They're still level 1 though. I would love to see... Okay, level 2 melting point. I'd love to see some Mustangs coming out here for our red player. He currently has a lot of units unlocked though. These Phoenix in the backline are now spotted. They are moot. He has some more wasps in the backline. Pretty much moot as well. Not going to be a big deal. More wasps. Dude, we need to see some Mustangs in a big, big way. Otherwise, he's going to be in a really rough spot. Like a really rough spot. Oh, here comes the missiles. More missiles. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. And the Rhino. Just being told to push through. I do like this. He will just shoot and scoot while he kills these units. Man, our red player really needs... I mean, he has life, right? So he can make another turn, but he needs to make the adjustment to some more anti-air. Whether that's a lot of Fang or some Mustangs, I don't know. Getting the melting points to shoot all over the place. Ooh, the upgrade on the Fang actually making a big difference here. That missile was pretty much wasted. See him going down. The only things that shoot up here is the sniper, and the sniper's going to be caught out. He doesn't have enough anti-air, my man. Those units able just to march through, killing towers. He's got to stop the bleeding at some point. He's just choosing not to. Tanks eventually will clear this up, and here comes the march of the devastating rhinos. If he can get on one rhino, it will clear off a lot of the enemy team for him, but he doesn't have enough to shoot up. These wasps are slowly becoming a big nuisance. Slowly, I mean very rapidly. The crawler's distracting the... Oh my god. You hate to see it. That's a lot of damage. Alright, bud. You need to get anti-air. You need to get anti-air, and you need to get some melting points on point. Then you're in a much better spot. What do we see here? Photon emission could be great for both players. Our player in red grabbing the missiles. He's hoping to kill off a lot more units with missiles, I would assume. Joda, if he grabs the photon coating, he's in a really good spot. His units could survive for a very long time. Nuke's coming down. It's looking good. What do we do here? Lots of missiles. No real shields coming out for Joda. Joda could pull this back. Joda has been a runner-up in the Asian tournament before. Let's see if he's able to do anything with this, though. Gosh, and more rhinos. Man, we need to see... Okay, another melting point's good. Do we have any more anti-air? No, we don't. He's really not taking this wasp threat seriously. That's going to cost him again. The wasps now having shields means that they're going to deal with Fang significantly better. Oy, oy, oy. Even one or two Mustang could make a difference here. I know I've been saying, why are these guys getting Mustang, blah, 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 blah. Now it's actually the time to get them. These rhinos are going to be able to make it in a big way with the photon coating. Yeah, we see continued wasps from Joda. Joda knows he's got the time, he's got the ability. Why not, right? Missiles going down, slowing everything down. Oh, finally! Melting points, able to get on target, and he's just going to start melting all of these little units. Phenomenal. Oh, you love to see it. Melting points, taking out wasps left, right, and center. Look at him go. It's not going to be enough before his tower falls, but that doesn't really matter too much to the melting points. It slows down their initial damage a bit, but he's able to clean up all of these wasps without any issue. Yes! Yes! Look at him go! And they have a lot of HP. Oh, it's going to be a lot of damage, though. This melting point will kill a big group of wasps before the next group assaults him. Is he going to be able to win this DPS race? It looks like the answer is yes. Wasps just don't have a lot of HP, and this is a good win here. Phenomenal. Joda taking a good amount of damage from that. Alrighty. It looks like we're going to see the parasitic ammo coming out here for Joda. Interesting. Yeah, I love the melting point plays. They're finally able to deal with this aggression. I would still like to see some Mustangs or something. But it's an interesting play for sure. See a lot of missiles coming out. Ooh. Joda, where are you putting these parasites, man? Maybe on this early unit of wasps, just to distract things. Range upgrade on the wasps now. These wasps really aren't being contested. He does not have the range upgrade on the melting points. 90 meters versus 85. Not really that big of a difference. He's grabbed 2 more, 3 more. Jeez, that's a lot of melting points. Okay. Not a bad play by any means. Where is the red player's oh, Mothership isn't ready yet because of the skill supply specialist. That's going to make a big difference here for Joda. Oh, $300 extra. I'd like to see some shields. No, instead opting for some missiles. Not a bad choice. Take these units out. Man, these wasps are aggressive. They just don't have a lot of HP. They deal a lot of damage, but they don't have a lot of HP versus these really mean melting points. Melting points are now going to have their own crawlers joining the battle. Could make a bit of a difference. Missiles coming down. The first melting point is going to drop in a really quick way. It just didn't have support from the back line. Is this Rhino going to be able to get in there? It might. It does after the detonation. That's pretty big. These melting points do not have the life leech ability. Oh, this is pretty good. Joda's looking pretty powerful here. Crawler's coming out. That's a good distraction. It's a little distraction. Is it going to be enough? Oh, this melting point getting stuck right when you don't want it to, and the DPS is going to be lowered massively. That's going to be GG. Man, look at all those units. Is it enough? It's more than enough. Our player in red being swarmed by Joda. Good games, good games. Yeah, we've got one more game in progress, 3 in progress. Pika Penguin. SME. Let's take a look at Kalsenberg. Match is over. Easy peasy. Mia Sim. I've never seen Mia Sim before. Let's see what he can do. Wow. Mass overlords with the photon coating. I mean, that's a little bit extra coating. But this is interesting. Jeez. And what does he have to counter so many overlords? A lot of Mustang. I mean, that's a sizable amount of wasps. The overlords here are going to be caught out, alone and afraid here in a second. Not so alone and afraid on the back end. Oh my god, and this super rhino. Able to heal through most of this damage. That's phenomenal. Yeah, me Sim saying, I can't deal with that. That's a lot of garbage. Not a bad play, though. All right, we're entering into the championship round. I will pause here for a moment. Got 10 seconds left. We are going up against Joda versus Fanatics. Both these players have played an extremely good round of games throughout this. We were able to watch all of them play through the entire time. I'd be really interested in seeing who's the next one up. Force. Oh, it's in. It's time. Let's go. Let's see who the winner is. Man, we've got a lot of players in here. People are interested. How are they going to do? Fanatics looks like he's played Banhammer. I'm not sure what Banhammer is, but good for him. Maybe that is him. Maybe that's not. Joda's ready. Fanatics could be ready, and it could just be that the game is lagging out. Who knows? 50 seconds. Please. Please work. There we go. Hooray! Yeah, last game. I don't know if my chat will actually work. All right, let's see. Joda actually has a pretty good choice here in the Rhino and the Marksman. Quick supply isn't bad. Yeah, he went with the quick supply. He does like to be aggressive. Fanatics. Going with the supply specialist. I do like the compositions of both these units. I would give it right now to Fanatics. He's going to be our player in red in the top. Joda, bottom left. Let's square it up a bit. Actually, let's do an off canter just to get a little bit better view of what's going on here. Wow. Okay, Joda. Slow down, Joda. Whoa. All right, be aggressive. And now he's just moving his units back. Okay, not bad. We see a lot of people voting right now. We've gotten some love for him. You know what? I'm going to place my prediction. I'm supporting the red team. Let's do it. Come on, Fanatics. You got this. Fanatics was our European Advanced Group runner-up. Joda was the Asian Advanced Group runner-up. So we've got the battle of the two runners. Let's see who can be the better underdog. We do have a lot of money here for Joda. What is he going to spend it on? He's taking his time to think about it. Phoenix thinks Phoenix will win. Both tanks coming down. Okay. Joda's going with a little bit more of an armored front. They will do fairly well here. The steel balls slightly counter them, but at least it's a lot more meat than what I think Joda can possibly put on the field. Joda's going to deal with these crawlers, though, very quickly with the arc lights, which really leaves it down to the steel balls versus tanks. Oh, these little crawlers are in a tough spot. Yeah, they're going to get munched. And as they all get munched, in come the steel balls. Steel balls have a lot of HP and do fairly well versus tanks, but there are a lot of tanks. There just are a lot of them. And I think that he had enough crawlers pull aggro for long enough that he's going to be able to take them out. At least on the right. Yep, definitely on the left too. And that's going to be that. Just having that 400 points, 2 extra units of tanks is very difficult to deal with. Very, very difficult to deal with. You know, there's not really much you can do at that point. In come some more shots. Not bad. And Fanatics taking some early damage, but this isn't really any different. We were expecting him to take the loss here because Joda had an extra 400 bucks. Now actually Fanatics having a little bit more money. Laser sights could be good. EMP does last for a long time. The deployment is okay. I wouldn't be surprised if both players actually chose to skip this. I'd give most of these a C. The electromagnetic pulse probably pretty good. The deployment pretty good. Neither one really has snipers or anything long range. Yeah, Joda opting to skip. Not a bad place here. Fanatics, we'll take a look at what he gets here in a moment. Stormcaller's coming out here for Joda. Joda's normally been playing fairly aggressively. Stormcaller's normally a more defensive unit. An interesting choice here. Fanatics actually having a little bit of a lead in the predictions. Interesting. Place your predictions in the chat. Let's see who we think we're going to win. Tanks out. Lots of tanks. Joda's actually out of cash. Okay. And a Vulcan. Okay. Joda knows he wins this if his steel balls get online early. And he's also probably knows of Joda's early game aggression. Instead, Joda playing really passively. These Stormcallers are really just meant to take out... Oh, that's huge. A unit of tanks and most of a unit of tanks and quite a bit of crawlers come down. Really interesting choice here with the Vulcan. He had 500 dash. The Vulcan is unfortunately on these tanks. It's not really going to do the damage that he needs it to. But I don't think the tanks have the DPS to deal with the Vulcan. Just frankly speaking, Vulcans have a lot of HP. And unfortunately, most of Joda's army is slow. We still have this one steel ball who can race up and take the tower. Will he get it online in time? He's kind of in a rough spot here, because if he takes the tower and then his tower falls, he's going to be marching into this weekend. It is good that he's able to flank these Stormcallers, though. That'll make a big difference. I don't think he has enough damage left on the field to deal with this Vulcan. The steel ball being online will kill this tower. Oh, and going after the other tower. Is he going to dodge all these shots? The answer is no. I think the Vulcan... Yeah, the Vulcan still has a support of one arc light. Oh, these tanks coming in at a bad angle. And the Vulcan actually has quite a bit of DPS in the early game against low-level tanks. And he's just going to march in and probably toast everything. This is quite a bit of damage here for Felix to do. Oh, he just makes it. Joda dropping down 3,000 HP. I don't think he was expecting a Vulcan. I wasn't expecting a Vulcan. What an interesting play here. Does he go with the heavy armor just to turn his Vulcan into a super tank? Does he get wasps? Oh yeah, Joda going with heavy armor. Why is Joda going with heavy armor? Does he plan on getting an anti-Vulcan unit? Phoenix can think about this for a minute. There really is No anti-air. Wasps would have won this for either player. It would be a short round, but he literally could have just gotten wasps and popped them right here, and they'd eventually win. Same right here. Pop some wasps, and he'd win. Okay. 125% damage increase on these Vulcan. Interesting choice. And also, he does have the best partner upgrade available to him. Instead, grabbing another Vulcan, we see more Stormcallers coming out here. The Stormcallers do fairly well against the Vulcan. These Vulcan being able to put down a lot more DPS now, though. 125% damage increase is huge. Some more Crawlers, not bad idea. Just to actually get in after these units. A little aggressive there, Phoenix. I don't know about that placement, but it's not bad. It's not the worst, but it's not bad. This is what it looks like from the side view. You know, these Stormcallers are in a bad position. If a unit of Wasps was to appear on either of these flanks, those Stormcallers would be in a rough spot. Here come the damage. Yeah, those Crawlers didn't really stand a chance, though they did pull a lot of enemy units away from the flank. Here's the extra 125% damage. It's not bad. It's slowly cooking through him. He doesn't have the damage over time upgrade. Yeah, he is going to cook through that. These Vulcan are going to cook through the rest of the tanks. Not a bad choice. And the Vulcan has enough HP on this right flank to just definitely take these Stormcallers. The one on the left is in a little bit... It's in a worse spot, okay? I don't think he'll make contact. He will make contact. He will melt at least 2 of them. 3 of them, leaving only 1 Stormcaller left. But having the extra 100% HP, it's going to be enough. And then we're just going to have to watch slowly as this Vulcan walks over to its death. The death of the Stormcaller, that is. Oh my god. You chunky boy. Why didn't they just put the Vulcan on tracks? Why did they give it legs? I mean, oh jeez. It certainly looks cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually going to print screen this. Oh. Game did not like that. Here comes the missiles. Missiles will matter a little bit. Not really. Oh my god, are you serious? The slowest boys in the world. Come on, you nerds. There we go. Thank God. Joda losing another substantial amount of HP. Phoenix with these Vulcan. Both the Vulcans can upgrade, which would increase their damage a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if both players go for the ranged upgrade. Joda definitely does. Whoa! Phoenix saying, nah, I don't need it. I don't know about that, bud. I really don't know about that. That's going to take a long time to get you in there. A long, long time. You don't want to take a long time to get in there. That's for sure. Okay, upgraded 1 Vulcan. I'd like to see the snipers come out too. But these mass Stormcallers will eventually deal with this. He could upgrade these steel balls. He has a lot of money. Phoenix, you need something with reach, or you need to take to the skies, baby. He's got $100. Unlock the Wasps. Next turn, play Wasps. Or Phoenix. Either are great. Hell, even a Mothership would be funny. It's putting a lot of bags in one basket, though, with all the giants. Another unit of Crawlers. You know, eventually he can overwhelm them. Did he sniff this out? Well, those Crawlers will die. But, hey, I mean, they're just going to draw aggro. Draw aggro from the Stormcallers, that way your Vulcans can get in range. All the Crawlers die. Several of the Crawlers die. And here comes the engagement down the middle. So far, we've seen about 150 points worth of Crawlers going off the field for nothing. And here come the Stormcallers. If the Stormcallers were to get the electromagnetic blast, that would be huge. Just slowing down these Vulcan even more. The Vulcan able to clean up a lot of these Stormcallers, though. Mulching through tanks. Jeez. You hate to see it, but these guys are doing a lot of damage to these tanks. The one in the center is going to hold firm again. He'll take out the tower. And with that, I think the rest of the dreams here for Joda in this match. His Stormcallers on this flank are level 2, though. That's 200% more damage. Vulcan's going to continue to level, though. Stormcallers are worth a surprising amount of XP. The first barrage might go off on this Arclight. If it goes off on the Arclight, then he's going to be in a better position. Yeah, his Vulcan didn't take any damage from that. Oh, I don't know if he's going to have the HP to make it in. This is just the slow walk of the Vulcan. Unfortunately, these Stormcallers are in a bad position. If he aggroes on one of them, he'll be able to get all of them. Oh, and just enough to give it a little chef's kiss, but not enough to seal the deal. All right, Phoenix. You see the Mass Stormcaller. You see that he doesn't have any ranged capabilities for the sky. Both players just need to recognize this. They're fighting a game they don't need to win. If either of them choose to take to the skies, they just win. Phoenix saying, you know what, or Fanatics saying, you know what, I'm going to just go heavy on the Giants. It's not a bad play. Oh, and finally, who did it? Fanatics grabbing a couple units of Phoenix. Thank God. Finally, something that can shoot. That's what I'm all about. Oh my God, countered by Joda, grabbing a couple of units that also can shoot up and down and fly. Interesting choice. Both players going with the decreased cost in Giants. Grabbing a third unit of Phoenix. Not a bad idea here. Another missile coming out here for Joda. Joda just doesn't want these crawlers to distract any of his units. Not bad plays. Fanatics has a ton of cash. Opting to go with the movement speed increase. Interesting. I would upgrade some of these Arclights. These Arclights can eventually become vicious. And maybe he should have picked up higher level Phoenix. That may have been worthwhile, but that's okay. Oh, nice. Grabbing the range increase on these Phoenix. I do like that. He used up all of his cash, but hell, use it while you can. Boom. Big hit there. Absolutely phenomenal. Phoenix coming in. One is going to be on the right target. The others, not so much. He just needs to take out these motherships. The motherships need to take out the Phoenix. It's a little bit harder for the mothership to take out all the Phoenix, though, just because they are spread out so much. Motherships are all of your eggs in one basket. That's why I was a little hesitant about picking up the motherships early. Did this one unit of Phoenix kill both motherships? I think so. That's a lot of upgrades for those Phoenixes. And there we go. The Vulcan able to survive the whole darn thing again. Marching through, getting a lot of kills, dealing a lot of damage, and the Phoenix. Phoenix counter overloads pretty darn well. Fanatics dealing a lot of damage, man. It's a very close game. Parasitic ammo from either player could be very strong. Amplifying core, very good. Man, the skill specialist, not so good in this case, but I could make a case for all three of these. Both players going for the amplifying core. Amp core on this Vulcan, meaning he's going to be 75% tougher. There's the wasps. Man, Joda loves his wasps. Does Phoenix smell it? Does he opt for some Mustangs? Mustangs do die pretty quickly, but it might be the choice. Upgrading his Phoenix with the range does help. They're able to shoot these guys down a lot quicker. These Overlords, man, this Overlord's going to be real tanky. And he's going to be able to put down a lot of damage. Really, linking his tanks, not a bad choice. Why? Because well, I don't know, actually. The Vulcan might actually deal fairly well with this. That's a tough one. I don't know if that was the right choice. It definitely helps him against the Phoenix. But the Vulcan are going to be very good against that linked damage. Just because it only needs to shoot one. Oftentimes what works against a Vulcan is its lowered range, but this is phenomenal. Joda's in a rough spot. He could actually die from this point. Phoenix has has about 2 rounds of cushion. Did he grab more Phoenix? Yeah, Fanatics grabbed more Phoenix. We've got 10 seconds left on the round. We'll take a nice wide look at this one. Here comes the level 3 Vulcan, marching down the field. Lots of blasts, launching and dealing no damage. Not super useful as they're firing even before the engagement starts. The Vulcan's making quick work of this. They're on the tanks. They're melting tanks, but the first Vulcan drops. That Miyamoto cannon really doing a lot of damage. Vulcan able to clear up the crawlers. Is it enough for these Phoenix? No. The Phoenix are still going to be shooting wasps. That's going to be that. And this is a huge win here for Joda. Absolutely devastating. These Phoenix might be able to grab a couple of Stormcallers before they go down. Hey, that's a lot of extra points that he is going to be saving. All right. Frantics is in a real rough spot here. Both players even the scored in a big way. Ooh, laser sight coming out here for Joda. I imagine he's going to put that either on one of his Stormcallers or on... yeah, he already put it on the Overlord. Rhino in the backline could disrupt things. A Rhino in the backline here could really disrupt things. Instead, did he opt for nothing? I think he opted for nothing. Jeez, and here it comes. Mass Wasp, baby. Super heavily upgraded Overlords with Mass Wasp. We've seen him do this plenty of times. There is not a lot of anti-chaff on the field here for Fanatics. Fanatics has got to be worried about that, right? Like, it's an issue. Joda spending his last bit of dosh on the sentries. Oh my word. What do you do here, Fanatics? You gotta get some Mustang, right? You gotta get some Mustang that shoot up and shoot far. That could really make a difference here. We have not seen a lot of Mustang play here. Fanatics, you got... Yeah, there we go, finally. Some Mustangs. Yes, baby, yes. You should have gotten them at level 2, but that's okay. Okay. Not my choice, but a good one. This will cut down on the amount of damage coming in against most of his ground units. He has some extra cash. He can grab both upgrades, which would not be bad. Yeah, he does. Wow, I'm just predicting things left, right, and center. And then maybe a couple of shields? No, opting for only a singular shield. Oh, nice. The Mustang's able to shoot down the early game missile. Not bad. And now our Vulcan are in a much better position. Unfortunately, these Vulcan are eventually just going to get chipped down by the mass amounts of wasps. Ooh, it's not looking good here. He needs a lot more Mustang if he survives this round, but I think this is going to be the win. Wasps, man. Wasps. They're bad, they're mean, they're in charge this round. I've had people ask me, what are wasps even for? This is it. This is what they're for. Well, Phoenix, I put my money on you, and gosh darn it, I'm not going to change it now. I'll take that L. Good job for Fanatics, even. Fanatics with the Phoenix. This is probably enough to kill him, as more and more wasps continue to spawn. Yeah, just enough. GG. Hey, Joda, our champion. Well done, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I don't have any insight, apparently. I look forward to seeing you all shortly. Be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.